Hello. My dog's my favorite. Alright, sorry my dogs are barking. That's probably just going to be the new norm for me. Friggin' dogs. Those shitheads. How's everybody? Probably nobody here. Nobody wants to hear about Brittney. But we're going to talk about everything like always. I want to talk about Brittney. Anybody Brittney fans? Anybody? I've not followed her whole situation hard, but I have followed it. But we're going to dig a little bit into her. I want to. If anybody's interested. If not, I'm not going to do it. I want to play something while we wait. Just some little history of Brittney. Gonna go over first.
If I wasn't under restraints that I'm under right now, I'd feel so liberated. And when I tell them the way I feel, it's like they hear me, but they're really not listening. I'm very angry. I'm horribly angry. Even when you go to jail, there's always the time that you know that you're going to get out, you know. But in this situation, it's never ending. There's no excitement. There's no passion. You can see the cruelest part of the world, but then on the other side, you see the most beautiful part. Very protective of myself. Sometimes it can get kind of lonely. You're guarded, you know? You have to be that way. Otherwise, you get taken advantage of and get in situations like I did the past year. I had certain people into my life that were just bad people, and I was very guarded at first, but then I went to a point where I ended up letting them in because I was lonely or whatever the fact, and I really paid the consequences for that, big time. But I just feel like, you know, you do something wrong and you learn from it and you move on, but it's like I'm having to pay for it for a really long time. They're hearing what they want to hear. They're not really listening to what I'm telling them. It's like, it's bad. I'm sad. Is that my car? I love driving my car. Something about being able to drive your car that allows freedom, and I haven't been able to drive my car.
So in that time, we became close friends. We were on tour together, spent every day together for, a while. And in that time, she gave me a letter that she wanted me to read to you guys. And I'm putting it right up here behind me because before I got a chance to read it to you guys, the conservatorship took it and destroyed it. So before they destroyed it, I did make a copy. So here it is. Brittney has been silenced to speak about anything that's really going on. The people controlling her life have made $3 million this year. This next part is blurred out, so I'm going to show it to you guys. Okay, but this part says, if she speaks up, she is threatened. Sorry, some of this it's hard to read. She would love for new eyes to see her situation, but if she brings it up, she's constantly threatened that the conservators will take her kids away. How long does this go on? As long as the people are getting paid and she has no rights, it could go on for a while. But it doesn't make it right at all. Everyone is very quick to put a gloomy eye on Brittney. Brittney's given her brother a $2 million apartment, her mother a $4 million estate in Louisiana, and her father the best job in show business. She's a very giving person and would love to get the respect she deserves.
At 12:29 a.m.
Hi, my name is Brittney Spears. I called you earlier, but I'm calling again because I just wanted to make sure during the process of ending the conservatorship that my father threatened me several times that he'll take my children away. I just want to be guaranteed that everything was fine with the process of you guys taking care of everything and things just being the same as far as my custodial. Bye.
The game of cat and mouse. Where are you, my little temptress? I have a surprise for you. Tonight, you won't win.
I'm not that innocent. Down and up and down and up and down and up and down.
The reports of your dad doing a background check on David. Is that not true?
That is true.
That is true.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Does that embarrass you?
My dad's a little crazy like that.
Does he own a gun?
He does own a gun.
Okay, help yourself there.
He owns a gun.
You and David, does David and your father get along?
Yeah, they get along.
So the background check came out clean.
Yeah.
Or clean enough.
Yes. Yes.
I love that. Francis from Harrisburg, VA, wants to know, if you weren't a pop star, what could you see yourself doing as a career? I think I would be a good lawyer, or I think I'd be a good makeup artist, or a school teacher. My favorite thing that my dad cooks is, well, I really like everything my mom cooks.
And I feel like all men should suck my toe. That's why I think we should get a girl up here, right? Beautiful the girls are. Oh my god. Yeah, Franklin can suck my fucking toe. But girls, I love you.
Aunque no lo creas, Brittney Spears está dentro del bulldozer. I have to go to the mall. I'm going to the mall.
But they're filming. Don't walk past.
Are you going to see me walking the mall?
Walk out of the street.
Yes.
I know you do that with Tinashe.
Yes.
And does does it mean like the old school slumber party, or is it like a hidden meaning?
It's kind of like, we just did the video, and
Okay.
it's kind of like a younger Eyes Wide Shut theme. So
Ah.
it's kind of a little risky. It's very, I like someone that's just nice. Overall, just a nice guy is really is groundbreaking. Yeah, in this world.
You are the princess of pop, but if you could actually be an actual princess, what would you wish for the world?
I would wish for happiness, world peace. I'm not saying like it's America, but these are two words. And I would like for people just to be, laugh more and have fun and have more family time and definitely.
One of my favorite songs is Till the World Ends. And if the world was going to end tomorrow and you get to perform one final song to unite the world, which song of yours would you perform?
If the world was ending tomorrow, I'd fly home right now and go see my mother.
No songs.
That's what I would do.
All right, if you could go back to being 8 years old again, before Baby One More Time and the Mickey Mouse Club, would you do it all over again or would you do something else?
Oh, that's a very good question. I don't know. I'm very thankful and blessed for the life that I've been given, but sometimes I do wonder what it would be like and what I would be like if I wasn't, famous, because I've been doing this at such a young age. It's all I've ever known.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a lot of people who are very wise can take it with a grain of salt, but in some of my life, it was very hard for me. I think everything happens for a reason. I have to believe that. And
Testing. How you feeling, Vegas? No, really, how you feeling? Honestly, without the music and just the mic, it kind of feels illegal. Like it's quiet right now. And it feels kind of illegal doing this with this light in my hand right now. It feels so weird. Okay, so I've been doing a lot of thinking lately, right? Okay, this morning I woke up and I was like, looked at the news, a lot of things going on in the world and stuff. But basically, I looked and I was like, the press and the media my whole life, it's really crazy because 1 minute they tear you down and it's really horrible, and the next minute you're on top of the world, But I've never really spoke about it, And I'm a Southern girl. I'm from Louisiana. I'm from the South, and I like to keep it real, so I just want to make sure I keep having you motherfuckers something to talk about, okay? How you feeling, buddy? I want to ask you guys a little question. Just one question. If somebody tells you you can't do something, what do? Do something! You do it!
Wow, this is so incredibly amazing. I wrote this speech, and it's basically, I feel like our society has always put such an emphasis on what's normal. And to be different is unusual or seen as strange. But to be accepted unconditionally and to be able to express yourself as an individual through art is such a blessing. Events like this, the one we are attending here tonight, show the world that we are not alone. We can all join hands together here and know that we are all beautiful. And we can lift each other up and show our gifts without hesitation. Being a mother has shown me what it means to love unconditionally, and you are all in this room have showed me throughout my career what it means to be loved unconditionally. It's such an honor to be here, and thank you so much, GLAAD, and thank you to the LGBTQ community and my family and all of my friends and fans. I love you very much. Thank you. Oh, yes.
1999. This photo.
Please stop. Really? Are you serious?
Come on.
Oh my God, such a dork and a nerd. Hello, the biggest nerd.
Tell me, what do you remember about this day? Do you?
I have no idea. I don't remember. Yeah. The secret to happiness. No memory. Right
really?
there. Exactly.
That's it. I like that. I like that. Live in the moment.
Live in the moment.
Live in the moment. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brittney Spears.
You want hot body? You want a Bugatti? You want a Maserati? You better work, bitch. You want a Lamborghini? Sit in Martinis, look hot in a bikini. You better work, bitch. You want to live fancy, live in a big mansion, party in France. You better work, bitch.
I'm outside in my garden today, and at the moment I'm reading a book called Astrology, and it's basically about what the attraction is to other horoscopes. I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm very keen on Aquariuses and also Leos, because they're very outspoken, they're very egotistical, they lead the pack, but kind of in a good way. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm very keen on freedom. I love freedom. I love independence. I don't like to be tied down. I like to travel, but yet I'm very insecure. So opposites attract. I also like Scorpios because they're very, very internal. They think all the time. And that's something I probably need to do a little bit.
Have you helped your sister recover after her almost burning down the gym?
That happened so long ago. I don't even know. I think it might be fixed now. It happened, this happened like a couple months ago. But, I guess working out and staying healthy is a big part of it. So it just seemed like a relevant time to share information that you hadn't recently, hadn't shared before, I guess.
Yeah.
Hi guys, so a lot of you have been asking me more questions in the comments, and I'm here to answer all of your questions. So the first main question that you guys have been asking me is, what's my favorite Disney movie? My favorite Disney movie is probably Frozen, just because I really like the fact that the two sisters, their relationship, and then one goes off and lives in a castle just because she can't deal anymore.
I think in general, it's like just as a personal development, like, I don't know this, but like if you're coming into life and you've never had to do something and having to learn it, obviously it's a lot better to learn it when you have a lot of money and you can learn it. But like, I'm sure it's gonna be an adjustment. Let's say it does get let go and she's calling her on, like, everyday task stuff. I think is probably gonna be. I mean, it's a great challenge, but it's probably gonna be quite. I mean, like driving. She's the worst driver in the world. I'm not lying. Like bless her heart. Like she really is not a really good driver, and she hasn't had to do that. So I'm sure.
And I have Uber these days. Now I have Uber. And
Yeah.
Lyft.
And how old was I when I got my first car? I was probably 17 years old. And have I ever gotten a speeding ticket? I've had one speeding ticket my whole life.
Everyone is mostly hitting him for the conservatorship, right? But I think some people are just like ceasing to realize how much he cares about her.
Hey guys, so Brittney Spears' son Jaden just did an interview where he's sort of defending his mom's conservatorship and people are losing their minds. The interview was conducted at his dad's house, Kevin Federline, and he called the house a safe place, which I thought was interesting.
We both been through so much pressure in the past that like this is our safe place now to, process all the emotional trauma that we've been through.
So he's clearly very close.
I got one ended. Hey everyone, Sayla. Lord, I can see your mom now. She's a trooper, man. I love that woman. She's a great woman. I love you all too, Sayla and Tokyo. Sayla, does she have her phone with her? I don't want to bother her. She just had surgery. I got a few more Brittney things I want to play, but see what you all got first. Yeah. I'm worried about it. I don't know. It's weird. It reminds me of Aaron Carter a lot. I don't know why. And there was one video or something. I don't know if it was Rocky or who it was that brought up Brittney Spears. And yeah, she's been brought up a couple times since Aaron's passed, and it's kind of. And then Panthera tells me that she hasn't been seen. I know she doesn't control her social media. That's just recently people's talking about that. She don't control her social media. You can tell in her social media, her Instagram video is something I've been saying it ever since she got off the conservatorship. Nothing's changed. She's still the same shit, and I don't know. I think she's forced to make them fucking videos. Half naked spots. I don't know. That's just. I don't know. What do y'all think about that? How she's acting now? Hey, Tiff. I got too much empathy. I'm kind of cold at times. Even before the wedding, Panthera, nothing's changed to me. Well, no, I think Sam, the husband, is just part of the play. Money grab. See, I do have a video of him speaking that. Watch this. this when Sam speaks here. We don't really hear from him.
The world watched as Brittney Spears fought for and won her freedom in court. By her side the whole time, her new husband, actor Sam Asghari. So how is he adjusting to marriage? What about his own growing career? Here's ABC's Will Reed.
15 years after coming to America, you are in these huge movies, you're a public figure, married to an icon.
Yeah, man, it's unreal. This is not something that I've ever thought of. So that's definitely something that's I'm super grateful for.
Sam Asghari is living out his wildest dreams. A model and personal trainer turned actor, Asghari is getting his big break.
Let's discuss asset elimination.
Starring alongside Mel Gibson in the new film Hot Seat.
They're probably hiding in there, hoping they would blend in with the heat of the servers. This jackass could be an accomplice.
But the 28-year-old is perhaps best known for his relationship with pop superstar Brittney Spears. The longtime partners were married in an intimate ceremony earlier this month.
How's married life?
I have to wear this thing now. It's just surreal, man. It's been a minute. It was way overdue for us, and we imagined this thing being a fairy tale, and it was. And we only had 50 to 70 people. We wanted to just celebrate, and that's what we did.
He's opening up in his first TV interview since their fairy tale wedding, nearly 7 months after a judge released Spears from the conservatorship that controlled her life for over a decade.
How is Brittney?
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's doing great. She's my wife.
Yeah. What does that feel like to be like, she's my wife?
Yeah, it hasn't hit me yet. I'm not like, the husband thing hasn't hit me yet.
Do you feel that you're going to be able to be more spontaneous or more planned as life goes forward now that Brittney has entered this new phase of her life with you?
We love to be spontaneous. We want to go somewhere, make it happen right now. We want to do something, make it happen. I think the best things in life are spontaneous things.
The two first met in 2016 on the set of Britney's music video Slumber Party, where he was cast as her love interest.
When you think of her, what do you think?
It's like a person on that level is so humble and so sweet. And it's just the energy is so contagious. And that's what I love about her.
For about a decade, Asghari has been carving out a path for himself in Hollywood and is now acting alongside some of the film industry's biggest stars.
I want to be the first psycho with kids.
I just want to wear Archer before we orphan his baby.
Me and Mel Gibson going back and forth, and I called him a few, bad words here and there, and it's definitely something that I apologize for. I was like, I'm sorry I had to do this. Someone that I admire.
The Iranian-born Asghari came to America in his early teens and credits his immigrant journey for helping set up his current success.
Just coming from a different country and seeing both sides of the world just gives you a little bit more experience and just makes you appreciate the opportunities that's happening in this country a little bit more.
What does it feel like to be developing your own career, being in the public eye?
If you go into acting, you have to understand you're going to fail. I failed 1,000 times before I booked my first job with acting, auditioning and all that. I didn't really get noticed until, my wife gave me like this amazing platform to work with. So I'm always appreciative of that. But let's not take away from the fact that I've been working hard and I was already acting. I don't take any opportunity that I have for granted. And I really try to stay positive with everything that's happening. I'm just so happy with every single job that I'm doing.
A year from now, what do you think your personal life and professional life will look like?
Professionally, I'm very selective with the jobs that I'm taking because everything I do is in the public eye and I want to be able to deliver the best performance, be in the best projects. Personal life is going to be really, really beautiful. We got married, we moved, we're going to go to a honeymoon, and we're just happy.
As Asghari makes his own way in the entertainment industry, he says he draws inspiration and advice from his #1 supporter.
Just being in a relationship with someone that has achieved so much, so many great things at such a young age, kind of gives me the understanding and teaches me so much for the little things I'm going to achieve or the big things. God knows what, it's up to me.
What does Brittney say to you when you need encouragement to go out and achieve your dreams?
She kind of says, go get it. I want to be able to make my children or my future children happy. At the end of my life, I want to be able to have a great career, but more importantly, I want people to look up to me, my loved ones, my children, my wife, things like that.
Our thanks to Will.
Hi, everyone. Doris Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.
I don't know, Sam just seems weird to me. He's not like, I don't know. No. Heather, I don't know if he was in the military. Maybe. There's another one, another video. I do have her full court declaration from her conservatorship. It's 23 minutes. If y'all want to watch that. I want to play some stuff about her kids and her sister. But we'll listen to Brittney react to Jamie Lynn's interview. Remember, it is sped up, which it probably don't even matter because the copyright gotten anyway. Not taken for the team. Let's see.
What was your reaction when the conservatorship was dissolved?
I was happy. First off, I don't understand. When it was put into place, I was 17-year-old. I was about to have a baby, so I didn't understand what was happening, nor was I focused on that. I was focused on the fact that I was a 17-year-old about to have a baby. I understand just as little about it then as I do now.
Brittney Spears is sharing her thoughts on her estranged sister, Jamie Lynn Spears' interview on Good Morning America this week as Jamie Lynn promotes her book. But of course, a lot of the talk was about Brittney.
You talked in the book about the role that you were asked to play in the conservatorship.
There was a time where my sister asked me of her trust and will if I would be the person who was sure that her boys got what they needed. Whether she's in a conservatorship or not, that was a very normal thing, I thought. Once I realized that, you know what, she's in a conservatorship, I felt like I just didn't want to be a part of until maybe she was out of the conservatorship. So there was no like me overseeing funds or something like that. And if that was, it was a misunderstanding. But either way, I took no steps to be a part of it.
Now, Brittney revealed on Twitter that she watched the interview when she was under the weather. I watched it with 104.
There, I have a video I can play of Kevin next and the kids.
Degree fever, LOL. And it was actually kind of nice having a fever so high because I had to surrender to not caring. But Brittney did point out the two parts of the interview that she takes issue with.
Words that you've used in the book to describe her behavior over your lifetime was erratic, paranoid, spiraling. How do you see your sister's state of mind currently?
I can't really speak to anyone else's state of mind. I don't think that's fair. But I'm allowed to say how I felt in those because that matters. It matters that I was in pain.
So Brittney writes, it did bother me that my sister said my behavior was out of control. She was never around me much 15 years ago at that time. So why are they even talking about that unless she wants to sell a book at my expense? Really? And then Brittney was already very vocal that she was not a fan of Jamie Lynn performing a medley of her hits on the 2017 Radio Disney Music Awards.
Honestly, it was somewhat confusing to me about that. And I actually have spoke to her about that. And I was doing a tribute to honor my sister and all the amazing things that she's done.
But you've cleared that up with her?
I have cleared up with the fact that I don't think she's personally upset with me about that. Truthfully, I don't know why that bothers her.
Brittney writes, I know it may sound like a silly thing to most people, but I wrote a lot of my songs and my sister was the baby. She never had to work for anything. Everything was always given to her. If you were me, you might understand asking for 13 years for remixes to go into a small venue show and on tours. 13 years later, they signed me as the mother of all, heart of gold. Brittney's sitting there seeing a 15-minute performance of everything I've ever wanted. But see, I always was the bigger person. They all got to do it and play me, and I always sat there and took it. But see, now it's a joke. The last thing I would ever do is ask for what was just given to her. So yes, they did ruin my dreams. I do remember asking my sister, why did she do that? When she knew I was waiting to change my show, and her only words were, well, it wasn't my idea. And Jamie Lynn is hopeful that they can get past this estrangement.
What has caused this rift between you?
That love is still there, 100%. I love my sister. I've only ever loved and supported her and done what's right by her. And she knows that. So I don't know why we're in this position right now.
Brittney writes, hope your book does well, Jamie Lynn. I won't be doing Instagram for a while. The media, this business, has always been extremely hateful to me. I've given enough, more than enough. I was never given back ever what I want. They say in the Bible, ask and you shall receive. Not in my life. Just like my family, I asked security for a leave as I laid there with 104-degree fever in bed, and he told me no. My family ruined my dreams 100 billion% and try to make me look like the crazy one while I have a 104-degree fever, not being able to move in my bed. My family loves to pull me down and hurt me always, so I'm disgusted with them. Well, it's 101 degrees now, and I feel like my head is 2 basketballs because it's sore from the fever last night, and I honestly don't feel like crying anymore because crying makes it worse, actually. P.S. Lesson learned from all this, don't trust people or anyone. Make your cats and dogs your family and take care of your own damn self. Man, it's tough to hear Brittney talk like that, like she can't trust anyone. I mean, that's not a life philosophy to have. And just, yeah, how she says that she's given more than enough. She has. She's given us so much. So, I hope Brittney is feeling good about herself. And when it comes to Jamie Lynn, her explanation that she didn't really know what the conservatorship was when it started, I buy that. But as the years went on and Brittney became vocal that she didn't think this conservatorship was necessary anymore, it doesn't work for me that you just kind of turned a blind eye to it. Like, I know she says that she helped get some resources for Brittney to maybe help end the conservatorship, but I actually think this is something that Jamie Lynn should have been publicly vocal about. Like, if Brittney wasn't able to speak publicly about the conservatorship and wanting it to end, I think Jamie Lynn should have been that voice. Like, this wasn't something that it was a smart move to stay quiet for the sake of the family, because we know the family's treatment of Brittney over the years was awful. So yeah, to stay silent about this and kind of turning a blind eye doesn't work for me, Jamie Lynn. But yeah, what do you think of Brittney's issues with Jamie Lynn's interview and the interview itself?
I had to, they thought something was wrong with me because I had your boobs are poking out. You have
Come in here when we're trying to go to bed, and then you just go and you.
You all, I gotta end this abruptly. But my dude's bitching. I gotta go to the grocery store, but as soon as I get back, we'll continue this. I promise. And I'm sorry. And thanks for hanging through my squirrel and ADHD live streams. And we'll be back in a couple hours. I promise.